A sudden change has shaken the Heartland universe. A character we thought would be with us for the long ride is gone. Nathan's exit from season 19 has left fans stunned, confused, and deeply heartbroken. His character was more than just a role. He was part of the soul of the show. But now the burning question remains: why did this happen, and what will it mean for the future of Heartland? For more than a decade, Heartland has been more than just a television show. It has been a source of comfort, joy, and healing for millions of viewers around the world. When fans talk about Heartland, they don't just talk about a family drama. They talk about a story that feels like home. From the ranch landscapes to the deep bonds between the Bartlett-Fleming family. Every season has pulled viewers in, making them feel like part of the family too. That is why the show's legacy carries so much weight, and why Nathan's sudden departure feels like a wound in the heart of the story. Heartland began its journey back in 2007, and over the years, it has earned the title of the longest-running family drama in Canadian television history. Very few shows in the modern era last this long, and even fewer manage to keep their audience loyal across nearly 2 decades. What makes Heartland so unique is its ability to balance simplicity with emotional depth. The show isn't filled with flashy effects or unrealistic drama. Instead, it focuses on themes that matter deeply to people: love, loss, healing, and the strength of family. These timeless values are what continue to draw fans back every season. Characters have always been the lifeblood of Heartland. Each one, from Amy and Lou to Jack and Tim, carries a piece of the audience's heart. But Nathan's role stood out because he represented growth and connection in a way that felt so personal. He wasn't just another face on the ranch. He was a reminder of the struggles and triumphs that shaped the show's universe. When viewers tuned in each week, they weren't just following a storyline. They were watching Nathan evolve, and with him, the entire family dynamic grew richer. His presence was like a thread woven tightly into the fabric of the series. It's important to understand why his exit hurts so much. Heartland isn't the kind of show where characters come and go without impact. Every departure leaves a noticeable hole, and fans remember it for years. Take a moment to think about when Ty left the show. The grief that followed was not just part of the script, it became real for viewers. They cried, they grieved, and they felt that absence in every new episode. Nathan's departure has the potential to bring back that same sense of emptiness, because fans had grown to rely on his character as a constant presence. What makes Nathan's situation even more heartbreaking is that it comes at a time when Heartland is still thriving. Season 19 was meant to be another step in the journey, filled with new stories and the same warm feeling fans expect. Instead, this news feels like a storm cloud over the ranch, leaving uncertainty in its place. The exit doesn't just affect Nathan's storyline, it ripples through every connection he built with the other characters. His relationships, his history, and his influence will not be easy to write out, and that's why the entire fandom is left with heavy hearts. To truly appreciate what's at stake, we have to look at how deeply Heartland has embedded itself in its audience's lives. For many fans, watching an episode is more than entertainment. It's an escape, a form of therapy, or even a reminder of their own families and struggles. People see themselves in the characters, and they carry those lessons into their daily lives. Nathan, in particular, resonated with viewers because of his honesty, his challenges, and the way he fit into the family. He reminded fans that even through hardship, there is always a chance for redemption, growth, and belonging. So when we say Nathan's exit is a shock, it's not just because of the storyline. It's because fans feel like they've lost a family member. For years, they invited him into their homes week after week and grew attached to his journey. That kind of bond doesn't break easily. And now, as season 19 begins, the thought of moving forward without him feels unsettling and painful for many loyal viewers. This legacy, nearly 20 years in the making, is exactly why Nathan's departure is more than just another television headline. It's a moment that will be remembered by fans for years to come, shaping the way they view the show from this point forward. The foundation of Heartland is built on connection, and when one important piece is removed, the whole structure feels less stable. And that's why Nathan's exit has become such a monumental event in the series' history. The news broke like a thunderclap across the Heartland fan community. After months of waiting for updates about season 19, viewers expected teasers of new advent, emotional storylines, and maybe even some surprises. But nobody expected this. Nathan's exit wasn't just another casting change. It was a revelation that sent ripples of sadness and disbelief through the fandom. Social media lit up instantly. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook with shock, heartbreak, and a flood of questions. Why now? What happened? And most importantly, what will Heartland look like without him? The announcement didn't come with a long explanation. Instead, it arrived quietly, almost too quietly for such a major shift. One moment, fans were speculating about where the season 19 storyline would head. The next, they were faced with the reality that one of the characters they had grown attached to over the years would not be returning. The silence around the reasons only added fuel to the fire. Without official answers, speculation became the only thing fans had. And in the world of Heartland, that meant emotions ran higher than ever. It's worth remembering that Heartland fans don't just watch the show passively, they invest themselves in it. They follow cast interviews, behind-the-scenes photos, and every social media post that hints at future storylines. So when news of Nathan's departure began circulating, it wasn't just a headline, it was a personal blow. Fans began sharing their favorite moments of his time on the ranch, posting clips of emotional scenes, and writing heartfelt tributes to the character who had become such an essential part of their journey with the show. Some fans compared the announcement to other painful losses the show has faced. When Ty left, many wondered if the series could survive such a massive hole in the storyline. Yet the show found ways to heal and carry on, though fans never forgot that absence. Nathan's exit feels eerily similar in its weight. He wasn't just a background presence, he was a character who brought a sense of grounding, who connected threads between other storylines, and whose role made the ranch feel more complete. The thought of the ranch without him feels incomplete, almost like a puzzle missing one of its central pieces. The reaction wasn't limited to sadness alone. Some fans expressed frustration and even anger, asking why the producers would let such a key character walk away. Others speculated about behind-the-scenes conflicts or creative decisions that might have led to this choice. A handful of fans tried to stay hopeful, suggesting that maybe his character's departure would be written in a way that honors his legacy rather than erasing it. But overall, the overwhelming emotion was grief. Heartland has always been about family, and losing Nathan feels like losing family. What makes this announcement even harder is the timing. Season 19 was meant to be a celebration of how far the series has come. It's rare for a family drama to last this long, and the milestone had fans excited for a season filled with nostalgia and growth. Instead, the announcement shifted the energy, leaving a cloud of uncertainty hanging over the new season. Can the show still capture the same warmth and strength without Nathan? Will the writers be able to create a storyline that feels true to his character while also respecting the fans' deep connection to him? For many viewers, the heartbreak is not just about what has been lost. It's about what could have been. Fans had dreamed of seeing Nathan's character evolve in season 19, continuing to grow alongside the rest of the Heartland family. They imagined new storylines, deeper connections, and perhaps even redemption arcs that would make his journey even more meaningful. Now, those possibilities have been cut short, and the absence leaves a void that no new character can easily fill. This announcement has made one thing clear. Nathan's presence was more important than many realized. Sometimes it's only when a character is gone that fans recognize the full weight of their role. His departure has forced the fandom to reflect on just how much he brought to the series and why his exit feels like such a devastating blow. The shock may eventually fade, but the heartbreak will linger. And as season 19 moves forward, every episode will carry that shadow, the reminder that Nathan is no longer there. The Heartland Ranch has always been a place of healing, but this time it's the fans themselves who need healing as they come to terms with this unexpected goodbye. Nathan's exit isn't just another casting change. It's a turning point that has shaken the very foundation of Heartland. To understand why his departure feels so painful, you have to look at what he brought to the story and how his presence shaped the ranch, the family, and the emotional heartbeat of the series. From the moment Nathan appeared, he was more than just a supporting character. He embodied growth, resilience, and connection. His journey wasn't perfect. He had flaws, he had struggles, and he had moments of doubt. But those imperfections are exactly what made him relatable. Viewers didn't just watch Nathan, they saw themselves in him. He represented the idea that even in the face of challenges, there is always a chance to rebuild, to reconnect, and to find belonging. This is what Heartland has always been about, and Nathan carried that theme forward in powerful ways. His relationships with the other characters are a big part of why his absence cuts so deeply. On the ranch, no character exists in isolation. Nathan's interactions were threads woven into the larger family tapestry. His bond with Amy carried emotional weight, not just in big dramatic moments, but in the quiet conversations and shared struggles that reminded viewers of real-life connections. His interactions with Jack showed respect, growth, and an evolving sense of responsibility. Even his conflicts and disagreements with others added realism to the family dynamic. Without him, those threads risk unraveling, leaving empty spaces in the relationships fans have cherished for so long. Consider the role Nathan played in showing transformation. He wasn't a static character. Over time, he grew in ways that inspired viewers. He learned, adapted, and became more grounded, reflecting the very idea that people can change for the better. That kind of arc isn't easy to replace. When a character like that leaves, it doesn't just affect the story, it affects the emotional connection the audience feels with the show. Fans invested years into watching Nathan grow, and his departure feels like being robbed of the chance to see where his story could have gone next. His presence also balanced the emotional tone of Heartland. The show has always been about the ups and downs of life, the joys of love, and the pain of loss. Nathan's character often bridged these extremes. He could bring lightness and warmth in one scene and raw vulnerability in another. Without him, that balance shifts. The ranch may still be filled with strong personalities, but something will feel missing, like a chord out of tune in a song fans have listened to for years. Another reason his exit matters is the way it reshapes the future of the show. In long-running series like Heartland, each character contributes to the rhythm of the storytelling. Nathan's role was part of the heartbeat, guiding where certain arcs would go. His exit forces the writers to make tough choices. Do they write him out quietly, leaving fans with unanswered questions? Or do they create a dramatic storyline that explains his absence in a meaningful way? Either option carries risks, because fans will be watching closely, and their emotional investment demands a resolution that feels respectful to everything Nathan stood for. Beyond the screen, Nathan's departure touches on the trust between the show and its audience. Heartland has always been praised for treating its characters with dignity, for allowing them to evolve naturally, and for respecting the fans' connection to them. If Nathan's exit is not handled with care, it could feel like a betrayal to viewers who have stood by the series for nearly 2 decades. That is why this moment isn't just about losing a character, it's about preserving the bond between the show and its loyal fan base. And then, there's the personal grief of the fans. For many, watching Heartland isn't just about entertainment. It's about family time, comfort, and even healing from their own struggles. Nathan's character offered hope and reminded people that it's possible to overcome mistakes and find a place where you belong. His exit takes away that source of inspiration, and fans are left to grapple with the loss in their own ways. Some will rewatch his best episodes as a tribute. Others will feel a lingering sadness every time they see the ranch without him. That's the power of television at its best. It becomes real, and so does the pain of losing someone from it. When you look at the bigger picture, it's clear why Nathan's exit matters so much. It's not just about one actor leaving a show. It's about the emotional connections that fans have built over years of watching his journey. It's about the impact his character had on the family dynamic, the lessons he taught through his growth, and the balance he brought to the ranch. His absence leaves a hole that can't easily be filled, and it forces both the writers and the fans to reckon with what Heartland will become without him. Nathan's departure is a reminder that even fictional characters can feel like family, and losing them can be just as painful as losing someone in real life. That's why this moment is more than a shock. It's a heartbreak that will echo through season 19 and beyond. When a beloved character suddenly disappears from a long-running show like Heartland, one question always rises to the surface. Why? The announcement of Nathan's exit didn't come with much explanation, and that silence has left fans desperate for answers. Without an official statement, speculation is the only thing filling the gap, and theories are spreading quickly. One of the most common ideas is that this could be a personal decision. Actors, just like anyone else, go through changes in their lives. After years of working on the same project, some may feel it's time to step back, explore new opportunities, or simply take a break. Being part of a show like Heartland isn't just about filming a few scenes. It's a lifestyle that demands time, energy, and long stretches away from home. If Nathan wanted to focus on family, personal health, or even new creative passions, that decision would make perfect sense. Fans may not like it, but they could understand it. Another possibility is career growth. Many actors use their time on a successful show as a stepping stone to new roles and challenges. Nathan may have felt that after years on Heartland, he had given everything he could to the character and was ready to try something different. Sometimes, leaving a long-running series opens doors to films, stage performances, or entirely new genres. If this is the case, his exit could be more about looking forward than walking away. It doesn't mean his time on Heartland was any less meaningful. It just means his career path may be leading in a new direction. There's also speculation about creative decisions from the showrunners. Long-running dramas often face tough choices about their cast and storylines. Writers sometimes decide to shake things up by removing or reducing certain characters, either to introduce fresh storylines or to shift focus to others. This can be painful for fans, but it's part of how a show stays alive for nearly 2 decades. It's possible that the creative team felt Nathan's story had reached a natural conclusion, or that his absence could open the door to new arcs. While fans may struggle to accept it, this kind of decision is not unusual in television history. Some fans have even suggested behind-the-scenes issues, conflicts, disagreements, or contract negotiations that didn't go as planned. While this is always a possibility, there is no proof of such problems. And in the absence of official confirmation, it's best to treat these ideas carefully. What we do know is that Heartland has always been known for its strong sense of family and respect, both on and off screen. That reputation makes it hard to believe that Nathan's exit was messy or bitter. Instead, it feels more likely that whatever happened, it was handled quietly and professionally. Another angle of speculation comes from the story itself. Sometimes actors leave because the story calls for it. Could Nathan's character have reached a natural point of departure? Maybe the writers felt his arc had completed, or they saw a chance to write him out in a way that delivers emotional impact. If this is the case, his exit might not just be a loss. It could become a powerful storyline that honors his role in the series and leaves fans with lasting memories. Of course, there's always the hope that this isn't a permanent goodbye. Some fans have speculated that Nathan's exit might be temporary, that his character could return in guest appearances or special episodes. After all, television history is full of surprises. Characters leave and come back, sometimes when fans least expect it. Until we see how season 19 plays out, it's impossible to say whether this door is truly closed. What makes all of these theories so compelling is the mystery surrounding the exit. The absence of official answers has turned the fandom into detectives, searching for clues in interviews, past storylines, and even subtle hints on social media. Every small detail becomes fuel for speculation. Was there a cryptic post from the bottomless? Did producers avoid certain questions in press releases? Fans are paying attention to everything, trying to piece together the truth. But perhaps the real reason behind Nathan's exit is something simple, something we may never fully know. And maybe that's okay. At the end of the day, what matters most is the legacy he leaves behind in Heartland. The memories, the growth, and the emotional connection will outlive any speculation. His departure might be painful, but his impact will remain forever. In the world of Heartland, change is part of the story. Horses grow old, families face new challenges, and characters sometimes leave. But even in goodbye, there is always a lesson, always a reminder that life moves forward. Nathan's exit, no matter the reason, will become part of that legacy. Another chapter in a series that has always been about love, resilience, and healing.